So I'm now going to start looking at making a prop stand. So got a couple of photos there of what we need to be looking at. It actually fits. Let's get a bit more light actually. Torch. It's a little bit better. Yeah, so it actually fits between these. There's a little on that side, which I don't know if you can just see that, and on that side, this here. So this goes through the engine plates at an angle, which is for this bit to go in. This bit. So need a bush. This is a 5/16 hole. So need a bush with a 5/16 hole in it, and another piece of tube to go with the top. So I have actually got a piece of scrap steel there, piece of tube, which actually fits perfectly. So I won't even need to machine the outside down. Tube is probably not as thick as that, but my bush is going to be thicker. I think that'll be okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what wall thickness that is. We'll have a look, but I don't know if that might be slightly thicker, this piece. Yeah, I'll have a little measure up and see which piece is going to be better, and we'll go from there. Start cutting some steel. So first thing I'll do is make this little inner bush here. That also needs to fit between those two little stubs there, which is just about enough on there. Did measure it. It measured 1.974 inches. So I think we'll start making something to fit in there. That'll be the first thing to do. Right, just see if that'll fit in there okay. Oh, yeah. I don't think you can see this. Just get a bolt in there. Right, there we are. That's a good fit in there. That'll do the job. Right, so that's the bush made. Yeah, this piece of tube actually is 2mm wall, so the other stuff was 1.5, so I think we'll use this. Be a little bit better. Right, and that does fit inside there. So what I need to do is cut a piece of that, just slightly shorter than that. That bit made. Gives no treat. That's slightly shorter than that. Should be enough play in there. Right, so that's that bit done. We'll do that for now. We'll have to do the actual stand, actual leg part. So what we're going to have to do is work out what angle that needs to be. Yeah. Put that in there and scallop some tube until we can get this at the right angle. I think it basically just sits up between this, up in here somewhere. So yeah, I can't actually find a photo of what it looks like underneath, but yeah, it must go along there somewhere, in a straight line, I would have thought. Yeah, so I'm going to have to take this out of the way. I have got the bike in the front wheel clamps there, and I've got a strap up there on the handlebars to the joists of the shed. So yeah, should be quite safe, I think. Right, let's get on and work something out. Right, I've got the angle. All I did was just put this piece of cardboard underneath and just scribe along where the spacer is. So I just need to angle this piece of tube the same on the end, and then that will need a little bit of a scallop out of it. Right, cut that. It's about the right angle. Got a little scallop in there. I'll just test just by holding it up against the little bit in there. Give that a little test. If it looks about right, I'll put a couple of tacks in and we'll give it a look, and then need to work out what length that needs to be. Or actually, before that, I'll put the stop on and then work out the length. This little block here at the top, which must go, oh yeah, there's a little thing there which you probably can't see. There's a little block there that goes against. There we are, little tack on there, and yeah, that will just tuck up there. Obviously a bit long. So I need to work out length. Oh no, I need to put the little tabby bit on first. Then we can work out length. I have seen another design of this stand. I mean, this one looks like it's just straight, but the other one I've seen has got a little bend on the bottom. So yeah, which I would assume is probably bringing this out a little bit, so you've got a bit more angle on it when it's down. But yeah, we'll have a little play about, get that little stop. Let's see, which side did that go? That'll go on this side, I think, won't it? Yeah, because it'll be coming round and stopping. Right, so I'll have a little muck about with that. Yeah, I'm going to have to just loosen that off so I can tip this over so I can swing it round and see where that stop needs to go. Right, I'll have a little study of some more photos and see which angle this should be down at when that's you know, down, so I know where to put the little tabby bit. Yeah, coming on. Right, I think that needs to go somewhere like that. Obviously the length isn't correct because the bike's standing upright at the moment, and that's actually on the deck. I think I did remember watching Britannia Motorcycles when he does side stands. I'm sure he said if you've got it upright in the position, cut an inch off the bottom and that'll be at the right angle. I might be wrong, but yeah. But first of all, I've got a little bit of flat metal that's just resting on there at the moment. That's where that needs to go. I just need to try and mark that so I can get it in the right place and tack that on. Right, there we are. Tab is on, or stop tab, whatever you like to call it. That piece there. Yeah, did go into the tube a little bit there, because I was quite close to the edge, but I think that'll be alright. Obviously this will need cleaning up. Right, so now we've got to do the cutting down to length, which is going to be, yeah, nipping up time. Yeah, although I suppose we could always sleeve it and extend it if we have to. Right, I'm going to have a little play around, see what I think, and cut this down. Right, before I cut that, I think that bend is so when it comes back it kicks away from the wheel here. So I think I'm going to put that bend in first and then cut it. If not, it might end up far too short. Yeah, so I'm going to have to look at some more pictures, see if I can find a picture of one with the stand up so we can see exactly where that sits. If not, I'm just going to have to wing it as usual. Yeah, but that, you know, take an inch off that, that's still going to be hitting this rear wheel. So yeah, we're going to do that, put the bend in. Yeah, see, with that up, even an inch off, that's far too close. So I think if I put a bend about here somewhere, just to swing this out to clear the rear. I wonder if that should go actually slightly up as well. Out and up. Yeah. I've not got to lose some ground clearance, so we probably want to bend somewhere about there, at that sort of angle. Pens add up. Got two bends in there now actually. Yeah, still sort of a bit close to that tyre. I don't know if I dare do that much more. I'm actually just using my my plumber's pipe bender, so you know, that's not really meant for the job. But yeah, got a little bit of kink in there because this is 20mm and that's really meant for 22, but and copper, not steel. But yeah, I don't think I dare push that any more than that, so I might just have to have a look at shortening and see how we go from there. Right, here we are. I think I've cut, I don't know, a couple of inches maybe. When this flips back, I've got about 2 inches clearance off the wheel. Not ideal, but adequate, I think. I think we've got this angle okay, so I just need to make a little plate up for the bottom. Might just, I think that's slightly back. Yeah, I might just file a bit off the front here just to make that a little bit more level. You can see that bend in there now. Well, hopefully, because GoPro, yeah, everything looks bent on a GoPro, doesn't it? But angle, I don't think we're too bad. I don't think I'll go any more anyway. That's probably just enough. Or the time we've got a plate on there, that won't be quite so much anyway. So I might just, yeah, time I file that down, got a plate on there. On the bottom pad, I don't think I'll be doing a great big one like is on here. I don't think I'll do anything quite that size, maybe half that size. Don't think I really need it. I usually have a puck with me anyway, so I could even just put a little round disc on the bottom, would probably be perfectly adequate for my uses anyway. Obviously if you're in mud and everything, a great big thing is handy. But yeah, that's not got to be ridden in anger anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Right, yeah, so I just need to mark that up a little bit better, take a little bit more off this side, make a little pad up for the bottom. Oh, and put the little spring catch bit on, that bit there. I need to work out where that needs to go as well. Yeah, I've got a spring and a little C, there's a little C arm that goes in there as well. So I need to work all that out. Yeah, I think that will do the job. There we are. Little foot welded on. I think that'll be sufficient. So it's just working out this last little bit. This last bit here. Exactly where to put that. Could just have a guess, I suppose. Yeah, roughly as far down as the width of that, so yeah, so I'll find a bit of bar up. Okay, so got that little hooky bit on there now. That bit there. And I have got a spring and the little sort of C bracket, C hook, whatever it's called, that little bit there. And I did find a picture, so it gives a bit of an idea of how it should go, but that's not that clear. But yeah, so I'll now see if I can get that on and see if it actually works. Well, sort of works. I think the problem is this hook that I put on here is catching on the inside of this plate. So I've obviously, see that there, made this a bit too long, so I shall have to try and well, rebend it somehow. If not, I'm going to have to cut it off and put it on again. Yeah, that's just sticking out too far. I've got too much gap here, and I think possibly that should have gone round that way a bit more. It's hard to tell from the pictures whether you got the angle right or not. But yeah, can't see where else that's found anyway. This is quite close to there, so perhaps I'm a bit too far down here. This is sort of catching here a little bit. Yeah, right, give it another go. Got it on there. That's a bloody awkward thing to put on. Still got a little bit tight there. Alright if you let it go. Whoops, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, if you let it go, that'll go up. But yeah, that's just catching on, that hook thing is still catching on the inside of the frame, just there. You probably can't see, it's too dark up there, but yeah, so I'll try just bending that a bit more. I did take my original hook off. Yes, catching, should be up there. Yeah, I won't say that's the best idea. I think I've got my hook at the slightly wrong angle. I'll take that off again. Yeah, I did change the diameter. What I had on there was too thick. I think I need to bend this back a bit. This needs to come back further. Yeah, I think I should have mounted further round, maybe. That's really hard to tell from the picture exactly where that should be. Yeah, so I use a smaller diameter piece of round. I actually didn't have any, so I had to turn down an 8mm bolt, and I've turned that down about 5mm, which seems to be about right. As this wasn't, there was no movement in that. But it's a bloody awkward thing to put on. There's no way you can get at the hook, the spring to hook that on. The spring end, you have to kind of assemble it all together, and then because they keep wanting to fall apart. Yeah, so you have to sort of assemble it, and then what I actually did to get it on was got a bolt, and I just rounded a point on it, or ground a point on it, so I could pull it all in into line. Yeah, hammer that home. So when I put the proper bolt in, I should probably have to put the pointy bolt in from this end and then knock the other one through back this way, and hopefully that'll work. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and bend this a little bit more because it's still catching, which that's no good like that. Okay, I think we've got it. That now goes up there and down without catching underneath. Right, I think we'll call that. Well, I'll need to relocate this speedo cable. Might have to have a little play around with that. That might have to be moved somewhere. It doesn't actually catch on anything, but let's just see if that was strapped there. Will it catch anything? No, actually, that's what I'll do. I'll tie that down to that little hole there. Yep, that'll be out of the way. That'll be fine. Yeah, that's what I'll do with that. So this has now all got to come off. And be painted. I think I will. I don't think I've got any of the blue left in the spray, but I have got some of this silver. I think I will just do it in the silver. I think that'll be fine. Yeah, still does stick out a little bit far here, but that's not going to catch anything. Yeah. Side stand complete. Well, almost. just waiting for a proper bolt there. There's an M8 in there at the minute. Should be 5/16. That's not long enough, doesn't actually go all the way through. But yeah, it does all work, and it does hold that up there quite nicely. Yeah, so I'll be interested to know if anyone has got a side stand fitted to a Hawkstone or a Scottish. Yeah, how far does that stick out the back? Because I think I am a little bit long, but I'm not sure. Although it does seem to sit right. You know, it's not too far over. I think if I shortened that any more, that would go too far over. But we'll see. That is something I can always cut down a little bit in the future, but you can't take too much off it. You know, I mean, ideally you'd want that to sit back there, but that wouldn't be long enough then. Pretty sure it wouldn't. Yeah, right, I'll get that off, clean that down, and we'll get some paint on there. I think we'll call that. That's probably enough for this video. Yeah, that was a little bit of mucking around. Well, actually this bit was easy enough to do. It was it was this, believe it or not, this last little sorting that out and getting that in the right place. That's a lot of messing around to get the right tension, so that didn't snag. In the end, all I did was actually added a little bit, probably can't see it, I just cut an extra little bit of this tube and I just sort of tacked that on the end of there, so it was a bit of a spacer just to push the whole thing that way a bit, because yeah, that's what was happening. This was coming too far this way. Obviously the spring is trying to pull it this way, and yeah, that's why that was. In fact, I'll have to give that another little paint in there. That's why that was catching the inside of here. Yeah, that'll work a treat. Right, let's clean everything up and have a little paint.